So Jonah is 14, not 21 now.
Okay.
Because you're not spotted, have you? We had 2 21s.
I didn't look at it that closely. I only shout the numbers out when they score. Who's the other 21? It's Bradder's the other one, the 21. Well, I wouldn't need to shout his number out anyway, no. I don't think so.
Well, hello everybody, yes, and welcome to Oldham Leisure Centre for the Men's Premier Handball League. We are live, it's NEM Hawks taking on Liverpool, and I'm joined by my good friend just before we get attacked by a ball as well. Jack Oliphant's with me, everybody, for this afternoon. Jack, how are you?
I'm very good, yeah. I've pretty much ripped all my notes up for trying to dive for that ball so it didn't hit your laptop, but I'm very excited for it. Yeah, Liverpool and Hawks, two teams that I know very well with the best will in the world. I wasn't entirely comfortable with all the knowledge from London, a great GD, I should say, and West London Eagles. But up here, back in the north, I'm excited.
Yeah, well, I got my passport out to come up the M6. A little bit vertigo, I've been this far up north. In fact, let's show everybody else as well, shall we? Here we are, everybody. Just proof that we are here as well. The players just warming up behind. You can see them on the screen actually there. We're just in that left-hand corner, just tucked down
hiding
there,
away.
aren't we, Jack? Hiding away. Yeah, we've already been hit a couple of times by some of the balls already. Jack, what are we expecting from this game? Because I'm looking forward to this one. It's going to be a good game, isn't it?
I'm expecting it to be quite fast, quite frantic. Hawks, back when I used to play against them quite a lot, they were all about the fast breaks, all about the sort of running teams over basically and taking advantage of when they made sloppy mistakes. But now they've got that in their locker, but they're also very well drilled. The players have been playing together for a very long time, so I'm expecting them to be strong favourites, I would say, mainly also because they won the championship last year, back before it was split north and south even. So they're definitely the favourites going into this one. But Liverpool, we were speaking to Andy Clark, the coach, before we came in, and I said, are you confident about today? He said, we'll give it a go. So ever the optimist. But yeah, I think they're looking forward to a good game. It's a bit of a local rivalry as well.
Yeah, it certainly is. Well, let's talk about rivalry actually. Let's have a little look at the league table for the men's Northern Premier League. You can see Nottingham leading the way at the minute, 2 games, 2 wins. Still in the early stages of the season, aren't we? As you can see, Birmingham there with 3 games, just a 1 win, but you do get a point for just playing a game, don't you, Jack? So we must stress that. Liverpool, 2 games so far, 1 win, 1 defeat for that. Liverpool, they lost to Nottingham actually the opening game of the season, 37-27, but they beat Birmingham 28-22 last time out. The Hawks, as you can see, have so far only thank you. Jack's just got it. You can't see on screen. He's just got up to protect the laptop, I think, because we've got a lot of we've got the Liverpool players practicing a few throws from the right-hand side corner. So we are in prime position here to get.
I saw Adam Boggiano take a shot, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to protect the laptop. That's not good.
Thank you. So. What a gentleman.
Yeah, here we go.
So Hawks 41, Birmingham 20. That's been their game so far. So an impressive performance by the Hawks in their opening game, wasn't it? But they currently sit 4th. It's only their 2nd game of the season, of course. Now, let's have a little look at squads for today. There has been a few changes since I did the graphic, actually. Even just a couple of hours ago I put these together, so apologies about that. But let's just have a quick look. Here is the NEM Hawks squad. And now I've got it number 18, Gerard James. 45 is Jamal Braithwaite. 23, Charlie Fletcher. 21, Alex Bradley. 3, Carl Barnes. 12, James Higgins. 9 is Mitchell Freeburn. 55, Mario Cardona. Number 5, Fraser Muir. 88, Shuey Malum. 6 is Stephen Whaley. 24, Patrick Major. 37, Ryan Jack. 21, Jonathan Millier. I don't have a number yet for Yusuf Abdallah, but that is
number
now
66.
In. Number 66. No, thank you. There you go. Yusuf Abdallah, number 66. So Ryan Goodwin is number 8. So for the Liverpool squad, here we go. Number 2. I was going to get you to read these ones out, actually, Jack. Do you want to? Would you like to
give it a
go?
go?
Give it a go.
Number 2 is Brandon Gregory. Number 10 is Roy O'Connor Hart. Number 11, Cameron Nichol. Number 16, Connor Leyland. 21, Jacob Kolodushka. I apologise. I'm probably going to call him Jacob from now on because I will butcher that name. 24, Luke Bosk-Green. 25, Nico Kolodishka. Again, I'm going to call him Nico. 42, Owen Jackson. 44, Flynn Kearney. 77, Jack Booth. 96, Adam Boggiano. 55, Jack Corzons. 89, Edmonds Doubtser. and number 5, Joseph Lloyd, also known as Joby Lloyd.
Well, thank you very much for that, because we didn't have numbers, as you can see there, for Jack Curzons and Edmonds and Joseph. But now we've got them as well. Now, do, throughout the course of this game, keep your comments coming in, because we can see them. We want to hear from you. Tell us, who do you think is going to get that all-important win today? Now, Jack, I always ask you this question, and it's always a difficult question, really, isn't it? But who is going to win, and what do you think the score is going to be?
Well, it's difficult, really, because the league table slightly lies due to the fact that Liverpool have played one more game than Manchester Hawks. So on the face of it, Liverpool being 3rd, I believe, Hawks being 4th, doesn't really tell the entire story. As I said, Hawks, in my opinion, is probably going into this one as favourites. Liverpool goal difference, though, is very, very good. They won their one game that they did win by quite a lot. I'm just trying to have a look and see where it is actually, but they got 21 plus goal difference. So I would probably say I'm expecting a roughly 35-25 win to Manchester Hawks. I think Liverpool have got some things up their sleeve, but I think Hawks will be the stronger.
Well, talking of who is going to win, as we said, do keep your comments coming in. We can see them. And if you comment over on YouTube at Live Sport Now, there is a link in the body of this broadcast over there. If you comment at that channel, we can show your comment on screen, just like this. There we go. So, Mr. Meaty Chunks thinks
Go for a lot closer than me.
To win by 2.
What do I know?
What do we know? What do we know, indeed? Now, look, Jack, let's just talk about handball, of course, because this is a first for the England Handball Association. This year, of course, we are broadcasting a total of 18 men's and women's Premier Handball League matches. Of course, last month we brought the West London Eagles against London GD in both the men's and women's. But it's really about growing the game, isn't it? It's about getting it out there. It's about showing it to more people and trying to increase that player pool, because it's a popular sport over on the continent, isn't it? But not as much here in the UK. Yeah, well, if you have a look at the statistics, probably up and down in schools, a lot of people play it, as you well know, Ian, because you used to play it in school as well. It just so happens that there aren't really that many sort of pathways back into the sort of Premier League, shall we say. England Handball are working very hard to try and make those pathways a bit better, make community clubs and fun clubs and things like that for kids, and it's getting there, but equally it is a slow burn. It is, you know, a very popular sport over in the continent. Like you said, it's so well established that it's almost too far ahead of us to take lessons from it and try and implement what they've done already. It's a bit like trying to jump straight to how football is over here with handball. But I think a good start is to get the Premier League broadcasted. So let's say if people are out there doing their GCSE handball curriculum, they can at least tune in and have a look at how it's played at the top level here in England. Yeah, it's great to see, isn't it? Because there was a split last season, as we said. NEM Hawks actually both men's and women's champions from last year, aren't they? But now it's split off to a Northern Premier League and a Southern Premier League. Last month, of course, we brought you the Southern Premier League. This month we brought you the Northern Premier League, which is convenient for you. But I made the trip up the M6 yesterday. Now, look, it looks like here, despite the fact that we're in Oldham, which is the home of NEM Hawks, the North East Manchester Hawks, it seems there's a lot of love for Liverpool on social media. Here's some more comments coming in. Jack Booth. Liverpool definitely winners for me, he says.
That's Jack Booth.
He's over there somewhere,
I was going to say he's 77 for Liverpool goalkeeper, so I don't know how he's managed that. He's just been doing the goalkeeper warm-up. We've got another one as well.
RK has commented over on YouTube as well. Let's go Liverpool. So if you're a Hawks fan, come on, get commenting. We want to show some Hawks support as well. This is the very best of top flight handball here in the UK. It's throw off at 1:30, literally 3 minutes to go. So, Jack, you've played this game at a very high level indeed. What are the coaches doing now? We can see the players just final few bits of warm-up just to get ready. Tactics, everything's in place now. Now it's just a case of let's just make sure we're warm. Limbs are ready. No, we don't want any silly injuries, do we? We don't want to pulled hamstrings in the first few minutes or anything like that. We don't want them at all, do we? But we certainly don't want to go down early doors. What's the coaches been saying in the change rooms before this game?
Well, I was going to say, right now the coaches won't be doing an awful lot apart from thinking about potential tactics or potential switches that they'll have to do throughout the game, whether anybody's got any sort of little niggles or anything like that. But right now they're leaving the players to do what they know and how to do best. I mean, as I said, they've played for a long time. They know how to do the warm-ups. Pretty much every team's warm-up is near identical these days, just because the knowledge has been shared so well through England through so many years. So yeah, as a coach, you've probably just been trying to get your players up for it and trying to keep them calm and make sure they're in the sort of right arousal level to be able to go out there and perform at their best individually as well as a team, obviously. So I think right now they'll both be pretty relaxed. As soon as the whistle blows, that'll all go out the window, I'm sure. And as we know in handball, it can be very frenetic, and all of a sudden, any plans that you might have a really major injury, they'll have to have plans to back that up.
Yeah, absolutely. Good stuff there. Thank you very much, Jack. Of course, the table official today is Sarah Carrick. She's got an assistant with her. I do apologise. I'm not sure who it is. So awfully sorry there to whoever's joining Sarah on the table over there. More balls coming over here. We could be in the firing line, I think, and a lot more comments coming in, as you can see as well. Sam Wilkes said Liverpool to win today. The Don says this, Jack. What do you think about that? 14 goals for Huey.
14 goals is an awful lot of goals, I'll be honest, for an individual player. And we know, I'm not sure where Hoy Mullen is. Well, he plays for Hawks and he's the number 88. I'm not sure what position he plays, I'll be honest. He's not a player I'm familiar with, but to be fair, if he plays on the wing and Hawks play like I always used to know how they play, i.e. fast handball, fast break handball as well, taking advantage of turnovers, then there's every opportunity that some of the wingers for Hawks could end up bagging double figures. It's not uncommon for this team.
Live across Jack for everybody. We're on Facebook. Do you know that? We're on Facebook at the England Handball Association. Also live, of course, at Live Sport Now. We're also on Facebook at Jack Oliphant's page, Jacko Racing as well. So do go give that a follow. Make sure you do. We're also on the All Sports group and, of course, at the NEM Hawks Facebook page too. Now on Twitter, we're live across the England Handball Association pages and at the NEM Hawks. On YouTube, we're at the England Handball Association and Live Sport Now as well. Like I said, there is a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you through to Live Sport Now on YouTube. If you are watching there, please do hit subscribe. It helps us. It enables us to bring you more live sport and handball as well. And if you comment, we can show your comment on screen like we've been doing so far in the pre-game build up to this. We're also on Twitch at Live Sport Now. Also on LinkedIn at Ian Waterhouse as well. So plenty of places. We are trying to get handball shown to as many people as possible. This is the top flight of handball. And as you can hear, the players doing their huddles. Now it's almost time. 30 seconds to the throw off. Jack, don't know about you, but I'm excited for this. It's game time.
Yeah, I've been looking forward to this one as soon as it was sort of on the cards that we might be coming up here, to be honest, after the last game down in London. We were potentially going to be going to Nottingham, I believe, but unfortunately there was a bit of a scheduling or fixture clash there. So we've come here, and I was very excited as soon as we heard it. But the teams are lining up now to the sort of walking out handshakes and clapping to the crowd, which is a decent crowd here. This is probably the reason why we don't have many Hawks fans on YouTube chat. It's because they're all here to applaud their home team.
Yeah, please do like, comment and share as well. If you are on YouTube, please take the link and send it to your friends and family. Not for our sake, but for the sake of the sport. You know, we want to get more people going. It's an Olympic sport, isn't it? This is the top flight. We want to see as many of these players head into the Olympics, don't we, Jack?
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, a good handful of these players, nearly probably more than half of these players of both teams have actually played for GB at some level, whether it's been youth or in the senior setup as well. So we've got a real sort of good show of talent here today in both Hawks and Liverpool's lineups.
Right, so a few more comments coming in actually. Have a look at this. We've got a player of the match prediction already. We haven't even thrown off yet. Holly Nelson says player of the match prediction, Brandon Gregory.
Yeah, well, to be fair, Liverpool do actually put their player of the match predictions up on their, their results up on their Instagram page. So if you do want to go and find out who they voted as their player of the match, then by all means go and follow their Instagram page, as well as all of our socials that we've been plugging throughout the last 5-10 minutes.
It's shameless,
lots of homework. There's lots of homework for the people at home, isn't there? But you got to give it a go, haven't you?
I'll tell you what, everybody. Don't do anything right now. Don't like, don't comment. Well, do comment, do like, but just enjoy the game. And then at half-time, we'll go plug in again.
We'll give you your homework again. Make sure you checked up on it.
Right, here we go. As you can see, players getting themselves into position. Almost time for the throw-off. The clock has ticked to 1:30 now, so very quick. If you are new to handball, 30-minute halves, roughly 10-minute half-time, isn't it, Jack? Can be a draw, of course. In fact, we saw a thriller last time out, didn't we, in the women's game against West London Eagles and London GD. My word, that was a cracker. Last-minute penalty, Tanya Corty to tie the game for GD. And we are about to get underway. Here we go.
Yeah, but it's Hawks to get us underway, and you can see the complimentary sort of sportsman-like handshakes that you get before the start of every handball game. We hope to get the start of the every handball game. Interesting, James Higgins has gone straight into line for Hawks. Back when I used to play with him, he was a backcourt player, so yeah, he's clearly changed over the last couple of years. Ryan Goodwin as well, coming back from an injury, shoulder surgery apparently. This is his first game. And Ryan Thomas on the right back. as he takes the left back takes the first shot. Jack Booth saves it in the Liverpool goal. Free throw to give.
Excellent start indeed for Hawks here. Just to remind everybody tuning in, Liverpool in the green, Hawks in the yellow and black, looking like wasps today, aren't they, despite being called Hawks?
Yes, I'll let you discuss that with the Manchester Hawks team as Ryan tries to get through. It's a good tackle by the number 8. On the team sheet they've given us, there is no number 8 on Liverpool Handball Club, so unfortunately I don't know who that is, which is a bit of a shame.
Yeah, more comments coming in as well. This is really good. Please do keep commenting. George Nightingale says LHC Liverpool for the win, as does Holly Nelson. Of course, she's already got her player of the match prediction in. She thinks it's going to be Brandon Gregory, but Holly Nelson goes LHC, LHC, LHC. Plenty of support for Liverpool. Get your comments in. If you're a Hawks fan, come on, show some support. We haven't had any comments back in the Hawks yet. Like I said, a lot of them are here, though, of course, at Oldham Leisure Centre in the crowd. It's really nice to see, isn't it, Jack?
It absolutely is, yeah. They've always been a loyal sort of support network here at Hawks, and as I said, a lot of them have been here for many, many years. I mean, I think Hawks started a couple of years before I started playing handball, actually, so we're talking about 14 years ago probably, and the likes of Ryan Goodwin in the centre, Jamal, who plays right wing, and as Ryan Goodwin scores the first goal of the game, they started with Donna, who is the coach for Manchester Hawks, all those years ago, and they're still here playing at the highest level, so it's brilliant to see such loyal sort of teamwork from them, and a good core of the team, a good spine have sort of carried through all these years.
So Hawks take a very early-ish lead. I suppose a minute and a half into the game. Second really attack, wasn't it? There was a brief pause in play. I actually think one of the Hawks players went off a little bit hurt. So as we were just talking before, actually the throw-off, we were saying we don't want to see any early injuries, don't want to see any injuries at all. But it looks like a break of play for the Hawks. Can he manage to get it up? He can. Can he score? And what a counter-attack that was.
Absolutely, yeah, that was James Higgins, also known as Higgy, which I might accidentally slip out there if I get a little bit too comfortable. Yeah, it was Ryan Goodwin, wasn't it? It was Ryan Thomas, who went off injured. Used to play with him back in the Diva days. Started playing handball with him, actually. He has had many shoulder injuries in the past, but it looks like he's getting his knee or leg worked on, unfortunately. Might just be a dead leg. He was the one who took the tackle in the first couple of minutes of the game.
Well, let's hope he can get himself recovered and back on. Shirt is off for him at the minute, so he's not going to be in the action anytime soon as Liverpool get on the scoreboard. And it's 2-1 to Hawks.
Yeah, that was Adam Boggiano, again played with him at Diva as well back in the day. Steph Whaley comes on through the centre to replace Ryan Thomas. The shot is taken, no foul given either, so it's back to a Liverpool ball. Yeah, we've also had a YouTube chat comment, or a comment somewhere on social media, saying Boggiano to get 50, try and outscore Malloy, I think. So, well, he's got one already. You never know, from that right wing, he can be deadly.
Yes.
Don't tell him I said that.
A few more comments coming in. Number 8 is Jacob, by the way. Thank you, Mr. Meaty Chunks, for that. Daniel Scusa says Liverpool speak Garston. Oh, and there's Liverpool put it, and it's 2-2 in this game.
Yeah, and it's the number 8 for Liverpool, who, as I said before, unfortunately, I don't have on the team sheet because they haven't supplied it with it. But he looks like a dangerous player, so we're going to be, unfortunately, not knowing much about him for the entirety of this game.
I'll tell you something, this is going to go all the way to the wire, isn't it? It's still early days in this game, but it is to-in and throwing, isn't it? It's back and forth. Early doors, Hawks took a 2-0 lead. Liverpool have pulled it back 2-2, as you can see, with just under 4 minutes on the clock.
It's a good, intense start to the game. It's exactly what we would come to expect. You mentioned something about Speak Garston before. This isn't Liverpool Speak Garston. They were a separate club who I think have since folded about 5 years ago. So, yeah, this is a Liverpool Handball Club who have been around for an amazingly long time. These are two very sort of established teams, shall we say. It's a good break from Hawks, doing exactly what we come to expect from them, which is try and exploit the quick turnaround. He wasn't able to do it that time round.
Another comment on screen here as well. Kelsey O'Brien says, let's go Liverpool. The Don has commented as well. Hawks want all the smoke. 35-28 win for them. That's the prediction. So here we go. Keep the comments coming in. We can see them. If you do it over at Live Sport now on YouTube, we can show it on screen as well. Make sure you hit subscribe whilst you're over there as well. And make sure you head over to the England Handball Association YouTube channel. Subscribe as well for a load more content across the Men's and Women's Premier Handball League and regional leagues as well. And Liverpool take the lead.
Yeah, it's Cameron Nicol, who looks to be playing a right back today, putting it through the legs of Jared in goal. I'm sure Jared won't be particularly pleased with letting that one in, but every so often one does sneak through. It is a high-scoring game, handball. You quite often see 60 goals in 60 minutes or thereabouts, so you can't really blame the goalkeepers. They do an amazing job to even turn up in there. I wouldn't do it. As another goal goes in, that's Joby Lloyd on the left wing. Good little quick play. He played at Loughborough University for quite some time after playing for Diva through the ranks. Again, I used to coach him, actually. Him and Joan Amelia, who plays for Manchester Hawks these days. They've just come back from university recently, both of them. So back up north and decided to play for different teams, which is quite good fun.
Turning the screw a little bit here. Liverpool, aren't they? 4 goals without reply for them now. Until then, just as I say, commentator says it, doesn't it? And suddenly the Hawks pull one back.
Yeah, that was Patrick Major on the left wing. Far too much space. He managed to exploit it behind the defender as well. 3 nice steps, and yeah, you don't want to give anybody in this level of the sport that much space, that much time to be able to get their shot away. Jack Booth didn't really have much of a chance in goal. So Liverpool trying to charge it back up. They're trying to bring the line play about to give a little bit of a cross, make some initial movements, get some speed with the ball, but Hawks very aggressive with their defence, trying to interrupt the flow there, and managing successfully.
Yeah, so they are. So it's still with Liverpool, looking to get that goal lead again. Now, of course, you've got to show intention to attack, haven't you, Jack? So you can't be backwards and taking your time, can you?
Absolutely not. And Jared there in goal, learning from his mistake, well, potentially a mistake before. Cameron trying to put it through his legs, and he couldn't stop the attack either from the left back for Hawks at number 55. That's Mauro Cordona. But yeah, Jared closing his legs quickly there when he saw Cameron Nichols' shots, and actually this time round managed to get the save. They turn it around, go at the other end, and in classic Hawks fashion, make them pay.
We're back to a tie game, 4-4. What a thriller. 7 minutes on the clock. And the ball turns over. Hawks now on the attack. Can they get that lead back again? They went 2-0 up in this game. Then Liverpool went 4 goals without reply. Now it's 4-4, and Hawks looking to get back onto the scoreboard. It goes over.
Oh, that could be nasty.
That was a big hit, wasn't it?
Well, it was more the fact that both the players, Hawks players, ended up coming together, and don't think James Higgins was expecting it. And when you get the full weight of a fully grown athletic man landing on your leg like that and you don't expect it, it can jar a little bit. It looks like he's walking off the court, which is great news. He was in from the start. He's clearly, they want him on as much as they possibly can. It looks like Charlie's going to come on now, the number 2 for Manchester Hawks, Charlie Fletcher. He's been on as a defensive specialist from the start, but only in defence, obviously. He's going to actually bring that up in when we had a little bit of a lull in the action, which very rarely happens in handball, to be fair. But defensive specialists being used by Hawks, now being brought into the attack.
Yeah, there we go. So a slight time out there as well. So the clock stops, of course, but we're back underway again, and the ball turns over, does it?
Oh.
And another Hawks player down.
Yeah, it's a physical game at the end of the day. Ian, I didn't quite see what happened there, but it looked like one of the ball was trying to go up by Ryan Goodwin to Charlie, and it looked like Liverpool were very physical in their defence with him. Managed to get back up. All's fair in Liverpool.
Absolutely. A few more comments coming in as well. Mr. Meaty Chunks again, been a big fan today. Thank you, Mr. Meaty Chunks. Do keep the comments coming in. Come on, the Greenbank boys. David Scooter has played for Leeds Hornets a long time ago. So that's your neck of the woods, that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember playing against Leeds Hornets. I think they pretty much folded as I moved to Leeds. And just on that incident, though, there was a 2-minute suspension now for Dowser, even. I keep trying to get that name correct, so apologies if I get it wrong. Which means there's now a period of the match where they're a man down in defence. Hawks will have to try and take advantage, and they managed to do so as well. Nice space created for the left winger, the number 24, and it's a goal for Hawks. Patrick Major makes them 5-4 ahead.
So just explain that to people watching who perhaps first-time handball watchers, Jack. Somebody's in a sin bin, essentially, isn't it, for 2 minutes?
Yeah, exactly that. It was a high tackle as Hawks. Charlie Fletcher, I say he's a defensive specialist, gives it to Jamal, who's come on the court. Ryan plays it out wide.
Surely.
And there is the typical Manchester Hawks counter-attack that I'm going to probably reference many more times to come.
Oh, what a cracker. Now it's Hawks who have scored 4 without reply. This game is like a yo-yo, isn't it? It's chop and change. A pendulum is swinging, and it's gone back in favour of the home team, North East Manchester Hawks, as Liverpool look to attack and put it back to a 1-score game. First half here, it is the Men's Northern Premier Handball League. We're at Oldham Leisure Centre. What a cracker this is proving to be already. And we're not even 10 minutes in, Jack.
Hawks are trying to turn it through by employing a 4-2 defence, it looks like, with Charlie and Jamal pushing out to the backcourt players of Liverpool Handball Club to try and force them to make a mistake. The ball does get turned over as a result. They have to move the ball quickly and it's forced out to the wing. It doesn't quite happen this time, but they still have a player up and plenty of opportunity. Steph Whaley's on the right back position now as well. Looks like Jamal is being deployed as a defensive specialist to try and push that ball into that turnover.
Looks like referee signal from Shirtpool, a warning for number 24, Boss Green there for Liverpool. I'll tell you something, number 24 for NEM Hawks is just biased on his left-hand side. He's a big lad, isn't he? I wouldn't want to mess with him.
They're all big at this level of the sport. It's amazing the camera doesn't do it justice.
Oh, that was a heavy hit.
Good defence though by Liverpool. They did everything they could to try and stop that attack and stop the ball being moved over as well. And they're back up to full strength. So I think they lost 2 goals in that one. Not the end of the world really, as Steph Whaley gets through, then forces the ball out wide. Jack Booth saves the resulting shot.
Yeah, good saves. It stays North East Manchester Hawks 6, Liverpool 4 in the first half of this game. We have another timeout.
Well, a timeout has been signalled without anybody actually calling one, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll stop the clock anyway. The clock is stopped, I can assure you that.
Yeah, I think we're about to just get back. A bit of a false alarm there, Ian, but we are back going. Looks like Ryan Thomas as well is being sort of semi-walked back over this way, and that's a big shame really to see, because I was looking forward to seeing how Ryan would get on. As the ball is squeezed in for Liverpool Handball Club, good move towards the line. Just having a look at our delayed stream. Yeah, good move by Liverpool Handball Club, taking advantage of some spaces left open by the Hawks. I'll tell you what, I think the 24 for Liverpool Handball Club, and which is Luke Bosk Green, he's got his hands full today, because Mario Cordona looks a right handful left back for Hawks, as the timeout is now called for Hawks, but it's again a bit of a false alarm. It's only to give an opportunity for Ryan Thomas to get off the court without any threat of a fast break occurring.
He is injured, as you can see. Yeah, he's going off. It looks like he's holding his elbow. It looks like a dislocation or something, doesn't it? Let's hope it's.
He's been plagued for years by that, you know. He's had to have multiple surgeries on his shoulder, and he came back, and yeah, it's heartbreaking to see him go off like that, unfortunately.
But a really nice to see. A round of applause by both teams and all the spectators here as well.
Yeah, the game gets back underway, and it's a shame we did catch up to Ryan beforehand. He used to live in Leeds with me. He used to travel over to Warrington and Hawks to go and train together, actually. Ryan tries to take the shot. Steph Whaley was drawing 2 or 3 defenders in. Shot was sort of on, but Jack Booth had it covered.
Yeah, certainly to keep your comments coming in as well. Daniel Scoozer's commented again. Super 6 League 2011 to 2012. As we'll come back to that because Hawks on the attack.
What a great save!
Oh my word!
That's a great save. There's a lot behind that as well. Ryan Goodwin's first game back as well. Trained together in GB setups and everything goes through, and obviously Jack Booth was confident with the save. Maybe Ryan Goodwin will probably throw it a bit harder next time, I think.
It's worth pointing out, this is Hawks' only 2nd game this season in the Premier League, isn't it? This is Liverpool's 3rd game, so still early stages in the season, still a lot to get through. Perhaps maybe a little bit of rustiness, but not any evidence of that.
No, that was a great step though, Fraser Moore, wasn't it, on the right wing. He hasn't had that much of a look in. A lot of the goals have been coming from this left wing for Manchester Hawks, but that time he managed to make the mistakes himself and took a full advantage.
Yeah, starting to get closer to the the halfway of the first half in this Men's Northern Premier League match. It is North East Manchester Hawks in the yellow and black taking on Liverpool in the green. Liverpool on the attack. Hawks leading it 7-5 at the minute. The pendulum has swung. At one point, Liverpool had a 2-point lead. It's now actually Hawks with a 2-point lead. 7-5 leading it. It's still anyone's game, though, isn't it, Jack? Long way to go yet.
There is a long way to go, yeah, and I think what Hawks have done is just sort of stepped up the physicality in defence there, looking to get involved a lot more in terms of disrupting the ball, but they didn't manage it that time on the right wing for Liverpool. There's a bit of a switch and a really good goal there Jared, not very happy about that in goal at all, letting it in. I think it was his near post, to be fair, so I can understand him being a little bit annoyed, but yeah, Dono on the sideline, just making sure he calms himself down just a touch. But yeah, a fantastic finish by the 24, Luke Bosk-Green, who's having a good time in defence, showing he can do it in attack as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Both coaches getting nicely involved as well. Donna for Hawks, very vocal, isn't she? Very loud. And so's Andy for Liverpool. All I can hear is him clapping away and shouting away. It's lovely.
Yeah, they're not known in the England handball community for being quiet coaches on the side, neither of them.
Well, you can't be, can you?
It's probably possibly the politest way I could say it. But yeah, no, they're both equally passionate. They're both very successful as well. Obviously, the Hawks doing so well last year. They both coached at international level as well for England. And Steph Whaley launches one into the bottom corner and finally being released from that right back position, managed to dispatch a shot very nicely into the corner. Yeah,
Hawks once again take a 2-goal lead in this game. Manchester Hawks 8, Liverpool 6, but Liverpool with the ball in the green. It's tight. We're almost at the halfway stage of this first half, 30-minute halves, of course. Now, the ball's got a sticky resin on it, hasn't it, Jack? Just to help the players grip the ball a little bit. It's not just a standard sort of football, is it? It's actually quite different, isn't it?
Yeah, is that penalty that's been given? I think, yeah, it was a really good block by Charlie in the centre. I'll get back to your point on the tack in a minute after we've covered this penalty. But a big block falls to the 24. We've been speaking about him quite a lot so far, Luke Bosk-Green. And then tackle in the area. And the goal is dispatched very quickly, actually. Caught me off guard a little bit there. Very nicely done by Joby Lloyd from the left wing. Well, the left winger, I should say, taking the penalty there and getting the better of the Manchester Hawks goalkeeper. Couldn't see it from our angle whether we think it was actually inside the area, but we trust the referees these days. And let's say absolutely was a penalty. There wasn't much complaints from the Hawks players, was there? No, there certainly wasn't. Now, don't forget, straight after this game, we're going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we'll bring you the women's game as well. So stick around this afternoon for a full afternoon. Oh, my word, that was beautiful, wasn't it? A full afternoon of live handball for you. What a beautiful little, almost dummy goal that, wasn't it, Jack? Yeah, you got to have some inventiveness about you if you're going to be a winger in high-level handball, and that was a brilliant bit of improvisation, shall we say, with the spin shot. You do see it quite a lot in handball, and not necessarily executed that well in England, in English handball, I should say. But yeah, very nice goal. It was actually a lovely little fake pass by Ryan Goodwin as well from the centre. Jamal gets straight out there to try and make a tackle. Does make it, and as I said, it almost, for the untrained eye, that would look like a bit over-aggressive, but actually in handball, that's about as on the line as you can be. Really good defence and a great catch. Good shot. They turn it over. Jamal through, passes it to the left wing, who's come all the way to the right. And he is having a great game, isn't he? That's the 24, Patrick Mijo, with that little bit of inventiveness before. Shows he can do it just on the fast break as well. I was going to say, that is how you counter-attack, isn't it? And the Hawks now first to double figures. It's North East Manchester Hawks 10, Liverpool 7 in this game. Now we have a 3-point game. It's chopped and change all throughout. But are the Hawks now just starting to get their noses into in a bit of an authority position? Yeah, well, I think Liverpool came out definitely the more G'd up of the two teams, didn't they? I think Hawks probably came out with a game plan, and it looked like sometimes in sport, as you know, Ian, adrenaline and emotion can take you so far in sport, but a game plan will always probably come out on top, and that's what Hawks are doing. Another good bit of defence by Jamal as the ball gets launched over the top. Oh, wow. Good catch by Patrick, trying to get the shot off. And the foul has been given. Is it going to be a 2-minute suspension for pulling him down? Looks like it is. That's Cameron Nicol off the court, and Liverpool player down yet again. So clock very briefly stops, but yes, they are. Liverpool going to be a player down. Opportunity for Hawks to extend their lead here. Can they do it? Well, Hawks are going to have to try and take advantage. We've already seen that they can do it. They just need to make some space for the wingers. We already know how effective their wingers are. It's straight out there as Joby Lloyd gets across. The penalty is given, and this could be another 2-minute suspension for going across and cutting off that space away from him. Jack Booth with a little bit of mind games on Charlie there as well. A 2-minute suspension has been given, so Liverpool now down to 4 outfield players. Wow. And Ryan Goodwin with the penalty. I've seen that yet, Jack, because this is our 4th or 5th game we've broadcast, and I've never quite seen that. Almost hit a wall there, then he stopped dead and went down. But here we go, penalty for Hawks to make it a 4-point game. What? Oh, Ryan Goodwin won't be very happy about that. First game back. Jack Booth makes the save. Liverpool, even though they're 2 players down, the bench erupts as Jack Booth makes could be a landmark save.
Yeah, we do go now to a timeout. So let's have a look at some of the comments coming in then, shall we? As I was trying to say before the action just happened so quick, didn't it? Daniel Scooter, what's happened with Salford?
Oh, wow. They changed to Warrington Wolves, as I believe, mainly because they got backing from the Warrington Wolves Rugby League team, and Salford decided to just become Warrington Wolves. And then, unfortunately, then Warrington Wolves have ended up folding. It's in the last 2 years. I think COVID hit them hard. They didn't have the volunteers to be able to run the club. They didn't have the player base to continue it either. So you actually see a lot of the Warrington Wolves players actually on court right now. Jack Booth, who just saved the penalty, he played for Warrington Wolves when I played with them for 6 months or so. He's obviously with Liverpool now. Ryan Thomas, who's gone off injured in the first play of the game, he was a Warrington Wolves player as well. So yeah, plenty of them knocking about for just various different teams in the Northwest now.
And how nice is this, Leslie Lane? I'm proud watching my son Connor's team go Liverpool. Well, very nice indeed. Do keep your comments coming in. We can see them and we can show them on screen too. Back into the action. We've got just over 17 minutes on the clock in this first half. It is Hawks who are just edging it at the minute, 10-7, but it's still all to play for. Here we go. More live action for you. North East Manchester Hawks 10, Liverpool 7. Liverpool with the ball.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm not sure if I missed something, but Hawks were a player down as well. It's actually Ryan Goodwin trying to get some tack on his hand. I would explain the tack in it, but I feel like this is going to be a very fast and frantic 2 minutes of handball as Liverpool managed to keep hold of the ball for the time being, but look how aggressive Hawks are being now. They're going into the second phase of play, trying to get that ball. There was a space on the left-hand side, but look, very interesting. They're leaving their right winger all the way up the court, and this is why, so they can try and go for the fast break immediately.
It's not going to happen now.
But yeah, really interesting bit of play there by Manchester Hawks, trying to deploy that by basically leaving a goal hanger to try and sort of look like they're helping out in defence, but actually they're there to on the counter to try and pounce up the court once they get the ball turned over.
It's a very good use of tactics for the Hawks. I've been very impressed indeed, and once again over here on the right wing.
It wasn't a goal though, because he stepped
count.
into the area. He had all the time in the world, and you would expect any winger, any level, to be able to take half a yard off his step there into the area, but Liverpool get away with one.
Yeah, Liverpool get away with one. Can they capitalise on that now and pull it back to a 2-point game? We haven't had a goal for a while. We've had a timeout. We've had a few sin bins. Now we want to see some goal mouth action once again.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of running about. I thought Adam Mogiano was going to go for the hip shot past John Amelia. No, he just takes a hip shot into John Amelia. And yeah, I think John a little bit.
That will hurt,
wasn't it? That will hurt.
It was a good job it wasn't a foot down.
No, it could have been worse. Yeah, half a foot to the right, and that would have been a bit dangerous. But yeah, both of those players used to play for Diva against each other. Diva has since folded, and yeah, now they're playing against each other, which is quite nice to see. As Bogiano takes a shot from the back court.
Now, we have mentioned about teams folding, but we also must mention actually that the Premier League is in quite a healthy state at the minute as well, isn't it?
These teams folded years and years ago, like Diva and stuff like that. It's just unfortunate, but yeah, new teams pop up all the time. I think basically when Diva folded, Shropshire became a hub of handball, and they sort of came on the scene. Trafford Handball as well. Yeah. Again, a sort of fairly new club, I'd say, to the world of handball, but they're very well established and showing a lot of the old guard how it should be done, how handball should be run in the UK. Really good movement there as Ryan Goodwin tries to buy the foul. As Groats moved out to Adam Mogiano, doesn't make any kind of mistake from the right wing that time. Fast break up though, really quick restart by Ryan Goodwin. Maybe trying to make amends for not making the tackle properly, and a good save by Jack Booth. I'll tell you what, it's starting to heat up, isn't it?
It really, I was just almost moaning now. We're not seeing enough goals, and all of a sudden it's go.
Because they can hear you, and they're clearly watching it on the sideline.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, that's why I certainly won't be criticising anybody, because they can hear me. Not that I would anyway. Right, Hawks, here we go, trying to push forward. Can they? Oh, what a goal, and they get it back to a 3-point game. Again, 20 minutes now on the clock. Final 10 minutes of this first half. It's Hawks 11, Liverpool 8.
Yeah, it clearly doesn't seem to matter whether Cordona is on the right or the left back position. He's got a rocket of a shot regardless. And I'll be honest, he's not a player that I've come across that much over the, well, this is the first time I've seen him, so that much is literally the last 20 minutes. But he seems to be a player who's extremely effective and would be one to keep an eye out on. I'm sure Hawks are very pleased to have him in their ranks as 42 tries to squeeze through. He did squeeze through, took the shot away, and a penalty which the Hawks players aren't in agreement with. Maybe they don't think that there was enough of a contact. Maybe he doesn't think because he got the clean shot away that he deserved to have a penalty. But either way, I think he was potentially defending in the area. Jared gives a bash to the bar, trying to put his opponent off. And the goal is dispatched. Very coolly done by Owen Jackson. Was it through the legs?
It was,
yeah. Very nicely done. And Jared, who's had 2 through the legs now so far today, yeah, won't be very pleased with that. And you can see he's a bit dejected by it. He's a good goalkeeper, though. He's a very, very good goalkeeper, actually. He shouldn't let that one bring him down for long.
Now, we appreciate, of course, you can't see a replay. We are benefiting of being able to see the camera angle on about a 10-second delay or so it gives us a second chance to see it. But wherever you're watching this, it is going to stay there, so you can go back and watch it at your leisure at any point. We will replay the games live as well for you, so you can tune back in, probably on maybe Tuesday evening or something. You'll be able to watch the games again across the Live Sport Now social media channels, at Live Sport Now on YouTube. If you do want to find out more about the EHA, the England Handball Association, there is a link in the body of this broadcast. It will take you straight through there. Jack, what's happened here?
Just an absolutely brilliant bit of defensive play from Liverpool. The speed that they're having to move across the court to keep up with Hawks is quite incredible. They managed to do it just then and physically outmuscle them as well, even though potentially they're a little bit smaller in terms of height. But look at that defensive commitment there to stop Cordona from having his free shot. Ryan Goodwin goes into the middle, gives it a bounce and a fake, gives it out to Cordona, who didn't move the ball to Carl on the wing, took the shot instead. And there was a defender inside the area, but I tell you what, Liverpool are up for this game. They are fully on board with trying to take the physicality to Manchester Hawks.
Yeah, you can see that, can't you? I'm thoroughly enjoying this. It really is an absolute cracker. As I was saying, you can find out more about the England Handball Association. There's a link in the body of this broadcast, and we watch a penalty for Hawks.
Yeah, Steph Whaley steps up, and Jack Booth saves again. And they tried a fair few different penalty takers. Now Steph Whaley, normally so reliable to be there. Normally Ryan Goodwin is as well. And Jack Booth has got on top of it so far as Liverpool force the ball to the line. Charlie Fletcher picks it up, tries to win the ball to Ryan Goodwin. He gives a good step, another step, and a spin.
Oh!
Go in. They have to wait till they pick the ball up, and Ryan Goodwin can't believe it. After putting the defender on toast twice, he couldn't get the finish as Joan Amelia falls over. Oh, I tell you what, I haven't got the vocal cords in this so far, man. This is going to be
I am
hectic.
loving this, Jack. The atmosphere has just gone off here in Oldham Leisure Centre. If you are in Oldham, get yourself down here. Later on, we are bringing you the women's game as well in the Women's Northern Premier League. It is again NEM Hawks against Liverpool. Come down if you're in the Oldham area. You can come or just watch it online. We are going to be bringing you the action. If it's anything like this, it's going to be a cracker. Hawks again. Make it 12 this time. NEM Hawks 12, Liverpool 10 in this game.
Yeah, a bit more of a, shall we say, standard goal for Patrick Madger there, who has gone from the left wing to the left back position. Joan Amelia has gone to that left wing, of course. And then he just managed to get through, saw the gap, managed to step through it and took full advantage as there's a bit of a tussle in the air, but it's a goalkeeper's ball.
Yeah, so Hawks 12, Liverpool 10. No one able to run away with this one. This is going to go right down to the last few seconds, isn't it, Jack?
Again, Cordona managed to run through 3 defenders to still get the shot away and get the goal as well. And I have to say, he's drawing a lot of people in that Liverpool defence. There's an awful lot of space on the right wing as well for, I believe, is... the right winger, I think it's Carl Barnes. Yeah, Carl Barnes on the right wing. He's been around at Hawks for a very long time as well, and a well-established left-hander on the right wing, which is exactly the sort of balance that you want in the team. As Cameron Nichols tries to force his way through, but there's a charging foul. And for the first time I think I've ever seen, Hawks are actually encouraging the play to be slowed down. Which is quite incredible. They've sped it up this time in the second phase. Carl Barnes gets the ball, and that's what he does if you give him too much space.
I'll tell you, number 24 for Hawks has got a very yellow jersey, and the rest is more gold, isn't it, for the rest of the players?
I don't know if that's an old kit or whether that's you just put that through the wash a few too many times or something. I'm not entirely sure.
It's either an old kit or it's brand new.
Oh yeah, completely brand new.
Absolutely,
true,
literally fresh out of the box this morning.
Oh, as they tried to make the interception again, a little bit aggressive on the defence, couldn't take advantage, and the ball has slipped in by the near post. I'll tell you what, if Joe was annoyed before, he's going to be annoyed after that one, because goalkeeper shouldn't really be beating at the near post. They do have, I'm not saying he should be substituted at all, because Joe is an extremely good goalkeeper, but Alex Bradley on the bench as well, who drives all the way up from Bristol. Every single time that Hawks play, Bradders has been around for a long time, GB goalkeeper in all the age groups, including seniors, I think. And yeah, he's played for a lot of teams. He used to play for Warrington Wolves as well, of course, used to be Salford, used to play for Salford as well. And yeah, he's been around the block a fair few times, his Bradders. As Charlie Fletcher gets the goal, as I said, he was a defensive specialist at the beginning of this game. James Higgins has come off since with a bit of an injury, and Charlie Fletcher showing that he can do it in attack as well.
So, Jack, it's now a 4-point game. Certainly, Hawks starting to really take the lead in this one now. When would you say it starts to be a bit more comfortable for the home side?
I don't think they're going to consider this comfortable at any stretch, because I get the impression that Liverpool, all they wanted to do is come here, although they just made a mistake. Come here, not make any mistakes, I was about to say. Luckily, I can't. No, I didn't say it, it's not a commentator's curse. And just try and score some good goals against the champions. At the end of the day, you can only try your best against these sort of teams. And you might cause an upset, but as long as you come off the court knowing you score some good goals, play some good handballs, and you've annoyed the champions of England, then I think that's the best you can hope for.
There you go, yeah, we must reiterate that. Of course, Hawks defending champions. That was from a different league structure this year. Of course, that was the overall Premier Handball League this year. It's been split into a northern and southern, just to help the teams travel, I suppose, really. It makes it a bit fairer, doesn't it? And a bit of bumping going on in there.
Yeah, well, there was more than a bit of a bump. There was a push, and a lot of the Hawks players are not very quite upset by that one, but actually you could completely agree with the referee. There was a push there by Cordona, and they potentially lost one of their most potent players for the next 2 minutes. And for the first time this game, Liverpool have a player advantage.
There you go, and that's 2 minutes. That will almost take us to the half-time. Right, again, remember, do keep your comments coming in. If you have a question at all, do comment below. We're going to go through all the comments at half-time. It's coming up, so please get your comments in. We can see them. We're going to show them at half-time. We have had a few questions come in, so we'll answer those at half-time. We'll put them to our expert, our resident expert, Jack Oliphant.
I was going to say, who have you got to do that then? I'll try and do my best. Good break up the other end there by Hawks. Even though they have a player down, they managed to get all the way back, all the way up the court, but Steph Whaley couldn't quite get the ball in his hands in the most comfortable position. Good defending by Cameron Nichols, and a good save by Jack Booth.
Right, here we go, Liverpool, chance to get it back to a 3-point game. They could do with getting back into this one soon. There's still a long way to go. This is the first half. Of course, second half coming up for you. We're going to stay live throughout half-time, so don't go anywhere. You've got just enough time to make yourself a nice coffee, and that is it. But we're good. Like I said, we've got some highlights to show you actually from the Eagles London GD last month to bring you. We're also going to go through the comments for you and let you know about the next Handball Hit show as well. All coming up in half-time, so don't go anywhere. Stay with us. It's Hawks 15, Liverpool 11.
Tell you what, Hawks, they don't come out of 4th or 5th gear. They've got a player down, and most teams would decide, no, well, let's slow it down, which might be what they're doing now, to be fair. Player down, slow it down, try and see out these 2 minutes. But no, they're going absolutely hell for leather as Jamal tries to move the ball to the line. Player plays it off to Carl Barnes, couldn't quite move it. Charlie now stood at right wing, and the passive play is being called here, so Jamal takes the shot from quite a long way out, and well, he was sort of forced into that due to the fact that passive play had been called.
I'll tell you what though, they drained that clock very nicely indeed, didn't they? Fantastic play by the Hawks there.
Yeah, it's, I mean, on transition we know is where their biggest strength is. They tried to take advantage of that even though they were a player down, which is admirable. And they managed to keep hold of the ball, but the ball was turned over. You'd be thinking maybe it would have been better just to slow everything down and try and establish one surefire opportunity. As the player comes back on now, Liverpool will get the ball to the line. Adam Bodiano, I've never seen him shoot from the line before, and that's quite impressive. Well done, Adam.
And there goes the half-time hooter as well. What a great time that was. There's never a bad time to score, is there? But at half-time, it is North East Manchester Hawks 15, Liverpool 12. Jack, what did you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I think I won't lie, Liverpool did better than I thought they were going to do. I think Hawks did exactly what I thought they were going to do, which is start in fourth gear and occasionally turn it up to fifth gear every so often, sort of thing. But yeah, Hawks Liverpool were fantastic in terms of the energy that they brought out on the court. The defensive energy for periods of that game was incredible. The atmosphere from the bench as well. I would say actually probably the atmosphere that Liverpool have created is probably beating the atmosphere that the Manchester Hawks supporters even though there's a pretty big crowd here and they're doing pretty well, to be fair. Liverpool have really sort of come together as a team and celebrating every single little win, and Jack Booth is giving them a lot of those wins, to be fair, in goal.
I'll tell you something, I've never heard such a loud bench as Liverpool. It right, because we're over this side of the sports hall, but it can't just be that. It is absolutely roaring over there. Now, as I promised, we'd go through some of the comments for you. Daniel Scoots has been commenting again. Liverpool coach.
Oh my God, the name, Andy Clark. The name absolutely blanks on me there. Andy Clark and Dan Whittaker. Andy coached for many years, played for many years as well. I think back in the day when he played a little bit more, he was playing for England potentially. He was my England coach at one point actually for the under-16s. So yeah, Andy's been around. He was a development officer over in the Yorkshire area, I think, for England Handball. So yeah, that's the Liverpool coach. And you've also got Dan Whittaker, who was a big part of the Liverpool John Moores University set up over there back when he was a student, and was at the same time when I was a student. This is how I know. And obviously they work very closely with Liverpool Handball Club to create sort of the best atmosphere and training regimes for both of the teams.
Fantastic. Daniel also knows Donna from the Hawks too, the coach for NEM Hawks. Yes, Jack, from Daniel 27. That's probably
Jack
not,
Booth.
because here we go. Our good friend Mr. Beatty Chunks has been commenting again. Big saves, Jack, there, as you can see. Kelsey O'Brien's been commenting again. Let's just have a little look at this. Let's go, Liverpool. You have the whole of LJMU Uni supporting you. That's teams folding is part of handball, although we must say not really at the moment. The men's and women's Premier Handball League is actually going from strength to strength at the minute. It's in a pretty good place, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what happened in 2012 is we had sort of quite a few good hubs of teams all around the country. Manchester Hawks was one of them, Diva was another one, Liverpool Handball Club, to be fair, was another one, and there were loads of them up and down London Great Day, or London Great Day as they were known, now London GD, and they were known as Ruislip, now West London Eagles as well. All those sort of teams have been around for a long time, and when London 2012 happened, it boomed the interest in handball, and we saw so many people come into the sport, which was fantastic, and a lot of them have stuck around, but I don't think we quite had the infrastructure and the knowledge in place to be able to sustain it. And unfortunately, this is just my perspective and my opinion from playing through that period, and I don't think we quite had the sort of, as I said, infrastructure to sustain that, and unfortunately it did dip away a little bit, and we got funding taken away from us, which is a massive thing. You know, if anybody remembers back in those days, I think basketball got all their funding taken away as well. Yeah. Handball did, and sort of for small sports like handball, smaller sports like handball, it was, I mean, every 10 grand is massive for us. So yeah, the fact that we're sort of building that back up, England Handball have gotten better infrastructures in themselves. They invested money into the grassroots level, and unfortunately it maybe dipped away a little bit with COVID and everything like that, but we're hoping that the infrastructure they put in, the groundwork that they've been putting in, the hard work that England Handball and all the volunteers have done, will push the sport back to where we saw it a little bit before.
Well, I must say, Jack, you've almost segued me in perfectly there, because you mentioned West London Eagles there, of course, and last month we headed into the capital, didn't we, to Gunsbury Park Sports Hub, and we've got just a few highlights to show you from our exploits last month. If you didn't get a chance to see it, so yeah, we were there for the men's and women's
So we look like, with a few people coming back onto the court to warm up, it looks like we're going to have a bit of a change of goalkeeper in the... James is going to be... For know him, and most people do know that is in the English handball community. He's been around everywhere for a very long time. He looks like he's going to be coming into net for the Hawks. A little bit of a shout out as well, to be fair. It's not associated with England handball, to be fair, but one of the biggest handball events in the calendar.
Oh, you're saying it's still there now?
Basically, in general, for actually quite a lot of teams.
Yes,
the Liverpool International
Handball. It's on online.
And I don't have all the details with me, but it's organised by Liverpool Handball Club. Years due to, I don't know whether it was last year or this year they were putting on the it is a brilliant tournament. So if you're out there, you play handball, whether you're relatively new to the sport, to be old to the sport, if you want to get involved, the Liverpool International Handball Tour, give a search on Facebook, and I have a few questions.
Ran into a little problem there, but it looks like we're back now as well, so don't go anywhere, stay with us. Second hand up very shortly. It's going to be a cracker, Jack.
It absolutely is. I can see on some of the comments as well. Apparently, Dan Whittaker is still a big part of the LJMU somehow. Clearly can't move on. I don't know many others, to be honest, in the country has. Moves the ball over to the right wing. Good defence by Liverpool Handball Club. Oh, great save there, man. The shot was... Oh, I thought they could actually get the ball in. The shot was made by Mario Cordona, who's gone back to the left-back position. Nice little hip shot down low, but Jack Booth again in goal. They haven't switched him over, and I can understand why. He's managed to make the save as Liverpool get the ball back in the attack. Cameron Nicol in the centre-back position, and the 24 for Liverpool, Luke Bosk-Green, now on the left-back. Calling out the play 3 right now, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see on our stream, but 3 right That basically signifies some player movement as we get pictures back on our screen, I believe, as the ball gets turned over due to, I think, a travel potentially by Liverpool Handball Club, as Hawks get back us going with the ball. Ryan Gooden trying to get through the centre. He's played a lot of minutes considering he's only just come back from a shoulder surgery. This is his first game back. He has been training. He's hoping to get back in time for Handball Club, which of course Luke Boss Green is also a name that I've mentioned quite a turnover there by Hawks, not allowing Liverpool Handball Club to perform their move.
Oh no, it's not, hang on.
Oh, and a poor technical error there. I thought maybe that was going to be a foot foul by the number 16 Liverpool, Connor Leyland, who I think got their man of the match a couple of weeks ago in their loss to Loughborough Handball. They lost by 25-24, but Leyland did get the player of the match. And in fact, he's got the ball now here on the left wing. Again, Manchester Handball trying to force the turnover as passive play has been called. They'll be allowed 6 passes. They've taken 1, so 5 more after this restart. And the ball will get turned over if they don't manage to take the shot. Boggiano for the right back position, came over from the right wing to try and force the shot for the back court. Ended up hitting the bar and going over. Nothing to trouble Alex Bradley just yet, and I believe we got Ian back in the studio with us. Ian, did we lose pictures? Did we lose audio? I've been chatting away for 10 minutes.
Sorry, Jack, we lost pictures for a second, so apologies, everybody. We are in a leisure centre, so it's like a brick wall, essentially, for Signal. Hopefully, we are back now. So let's just get the score back on screen for everybody. We'll pop the clock back on very shortly too as well. So we are, of course, back in the second half. Hopefully, Signal will stay. Bear with us. If it does go down, do stay. We are going to stick around, of course, bring you all of the action live here. And as we can see, a slight score change, Jack.
Yeah, 17-12 to Hawks. Liverpool haven't really been able to do anything since coming out. And even then you get a better position than they have done in the first 5 minutes. They still can't get the goal. Boggiano putting it to the near post. And Manchester Hawks taking a little bit of the advantage, getting a few good shots away, some half-decent defence as well. And as I said, my prediction earlier on, well, at half-time, was that Hawks were going to win this. I thought it would be a little bit closer than my initial prediction. And that is proving the way. Cordona somewhat squashing the enthusiasm from Liverpool there. They haven't managed to get back going. They haven't been given much to shout about apart from a few good saves by Jack Booth. And, with 5 minutes into this half, it's now 18-12.
Yeah, good stuff. Here we go. Liverpool now attacking us. Oh, thank you. Sorry, you're all right. 18-12. And they are starting to take the initiative. 6-point lead now. I did ask you in the first half when they got to that 4-goal lead whether they start to get a bit of confidence and start to think, yes, it's starting to become, the win starts to get on the horizon, doesn't it? We are 36 minutes into the game in total. Still 25 minutes to go. Still a long way to go. But 6 is a lot to make up, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And to be fair, we've seen bigger margins down in London, didn't we, that were able to be closed up. But with passive play, again, affecting Liverpool, and Bradders making the first save that he's had to make in this first half. Well, all game actually, sorry, second half, and the first save he's made all game, because he's only played in the second half. I think Hawks, it's not necessarily that they're playing any better, it's more the fact that they managed to squash the enthusiasm from Liverpool. And again, with that being said, as I say it, Liverpool get their first goal, and they'll probably be hoping that that's a bit of a catalyst for them. Hawks will hope to get the goal straight away, but the foul's been given, and as I said, Liverpool, they have to try and jump on that sort of bit of momentum that they'll have now. Hawks with potentially different players, as Ryan Goodwin tries to force the ball to the line with some fancy spins. Didn't quite happen for him that time round to Higgins. But to be fair, even Hawks, their ball movement has slowed down. Maybe it's the fact that they've got slightly different players on. Cordona trying to make it happen, but again, he's taking those low shots. He's almost forcing it. So both teams, I would say, Ian, have actually come out slightly less strong than they did in the first half. Liverpool just don't look like they've got the inventiveness to get through a strong Hawks defence. And Hawks just look a little bit sluggish after the first half. As I said, it might be due to the fact that they've got some different players out there.
Yeah, there's something Liverpool on its head. They need to get back into this quickly, don't they? It is Hawks 18, Liverpool 13 in this one. But ball goes back over to Hawks. Of course, they are the defending league champions, aren't they? So you would expect them to start to kick on, and they have done so far. And they do again. It's now Hawks 19, Liverpool 13.
Yeah, and it's another good goal by Cardona, even. I think I've been calling him Cordona. Cardona on that left back and a big hit. Those two seem to be defending each other. And actually, it's a 2-minute suspension. That's taken me slightly by surprise. I don't know whether it's because of a straight arm push. The defender wasn't in the air, but he doesn't need to be in the air. If a straight arm push is a straight arm push. And that is a 2-minute suspension being given. Liverpool don't take advantage though, and they lose the ball pretty much instantly. Give the ball straight back to Manchester Hawks, who can now slow the clock down. Well, not slow the clock down, but slow the play down. Run the clock down, I should say. And try and run those 2 minutes out. Of course, they will be pinged by passive play at some point if they don't get a move on, but you can always take about 15-20 seconds out of the clock just by trying to build some momentum up.
Fantastic stuff. Yeah, thanks for coming back, everybody, and tuning in. We did lose signal for a little bit, but we are back now. I'm delighted to say for the second half. You didn't really miss a great deal, so don't you worry about that. Here we are now. Hawks 19, Liverpool 13. Liverpool on the attack, and trying a little cheeky throw there, but you're not going to get past number 21 in goal for the Hawks, but it's too long a throw, and the ball's going to go back to Liverpool.
Yeah, and Ryan Goodwin throws a bit of a Hail Mary, quarterback-style pass over to the charging left winger, but as I said, a man down. We said this in the first half when they went a man down. Don't need to force it. Keep hold of the ball. Make sure you get your player back as quickly as you can. Try and lose the ball as little as possible. And they've gotten away with another one really, because Liverpool have just turned the ball over far too much. And again, Ryan forces the play. Somehow they get the foul. And yeah, Liverpool not happy about that one. There's I think some, I wouldn't say controversial decisions being thrown around at the moment, but some decisions that potentially certain parts of the crowd and teams don't agree with.
Well, the referees can, of course, watch it all back, can't they, after on the stream. A few comments coming in, actually. Roger's comment saying, I don't know if it's been answered already. Where can we find out details of matches still to be streamed this season? I can tell you, Roger, the decision for all the games hasn't been decided yet, mainly due to it's sometimes quite hard to secure venues. So, of course, we have the rough fixture list for the season, but we don't know if it's going to be set in stone yet. So we don't want to announce the games, and it turns out we can't do those games. We've got to do different games, and then it's a bit of a muddle. I do believe next month's games, though, will likely to be down in Cambridge in the men's and women's Southern Premier. Cambridge against Arctic Falcons and Carshalton Titans. That's not confirmed, but looking at the dates, that's the most likely.
Yeah, it is always a bit difficult, isn't it? Because, as you said, the venues are changeable at the best of times. We try and stick to the calendar as much as possible. As I said, we were supposed to be, I think, covering Nottingham this month, weren't we? Nottingham versus Birmingham or something like that.
Well, we were going to head to Birmingham, yes.
Birmingham. It was Birmingham, sorry. But obviously now we've come up here, and that was due to them not being able to get the venue for the correct date, wasn't it? So we've come up here instead. Very glad we have. In 1913, and a good defence there by Hawks. Liverpool trying to get the ball back. Getting a little bit frantic, but unlike the first half, Ian, I wouldn't say it's not polished handball. It's a bit all over the place, I would say, at the moment, with turnovers and little mistakes.
Well, we must say, I mean, it's only Hawks' second game of the season. It's Liverpool's third game of the season. So I suppose you can maybe accept that a little bit. But of course, Hawks hold themselves to a very high account, don't they, being champions, of course. Yeah,
they accept nothing but the best, which is why, as I said, at half-time they start in fourth gear and they only have one more gear to go to. They don't bother charging themselves up at all. They just get out there and try to push the game as quickly as possible. And that's why when you come here, you have to do exactly what Liverpool have done and start off, if anything, more intense than what Hawks do.
So still 19-13 in this game. It remains a 6-point game in favour of the North East Manchester Hawks, the home side. If you are just tuning in, hello, welcome to Oldham Leisure Centre. Hawks in the gold, I suppose it really is, isn't it? And black, and Liverpool in the green. Liverpool with the ball now, as you can see. It's only Hawks' second game of the season, but they're looking to get their second win of the season as well.
Going about it pretty officially at the moment, but that was going to be a foul, but the ball ended up going in the net, so advantage given somewhat, shall we say. So Liverpool get their second goal of the half, 12.5 minutes in. Probably not the conversion rate they were hoping for, but you've got to take what you can get sometimes when you're playing against opponents like this. 19-14 is still not the biggest chasm that we've seen overturned so far this season, and we've only had one game this season, the broadcast, well, two, but in the women's West London Eagles GD, it was a bigger comeback than what Liverpool could achieve right now, so there's always hope as Jamal goes to the right back position, one of the most athletic players that we've had in English handball in the youth setups over the years. Couldn't get the shot off down, and Liverpool couldn't get the turnover either. Jack Booth with the long pass straight over the top, Route 1 style. Hawks get the ball back.
Yes, they do. Here we go. So Hawks looking to get into the 20s in this game. We are about 43 minutes or so into the game, so still plenty of time to go. 17 minutes or so left of this match, but it does look like it is heading Hawks' way at the minute. Still a long way to go. Liverpool did score 4 unanswered goals in the first half, so we know they're capable. They're not out of it just yet, are they, Jack?
Absolutely not, and it looks like Hawks are struggling a little bit. Boggiano with the fast break, that's potentially 4 steps, and yeah, he won't be very happy with that one when he watches it back, because there was an opportunity there. Brandis gets the ball out to Charlie Fletcher, and he gets it to the left wing. And there we go, straight from one end to the other. That's how fast handball can be, isn't it, Ian? And that's what he really had to do, keep an eye on it. And one of the most exciting games in the world.
You know what it is, Jack, and we've said this a few times, haven't we? Handball doesn't quite... It's working, it's a work in progress, but we know how big it is across the rest of Europe. But for some reason, it's not quite big enough yet over here. But we are going to try and do our utmost to change that. It is.
We're on a mission, aren't we?
We're certainly on a mission. All right, let's just see if we've got a few more comments coming back in as well. Shall we have a little look? Right, we did. Here we go. Our good friend has been commenting again, Mr. Meter Sharks. Come on, boys, need to finish these chances. Keep your comments coming in. Oh, bit of nice comment for you here, Jack, as well. Claire Thomas. I don't know if you know Claire. Enjoying the commentary, Jack, despite Ryan now being at hospital.
Yeah, no, Ryan, who went off in the first couple of minutes. With, I'm guessing, a dislocated shoulder. That is a guess, though. It's something to do with his shoulder.
It looked like he was holding it like that, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think Claire is Ryan's mum. So yeah, nice to hear from you, Claire. Do let us know how Ryan is getting on, what exactly the injury is as well, because yeah, it was a big shame. The fact he's had to be carted off to hospital now. Well, hopefully, if he gets any scans, he'll be seen too quickly, because God knows a day in A&E is not exactly very fun.
No, it certainly is not. So, of course, our best wishes to Ryan. Let's hope he's all okay. About to get back underway, and the ball is with Liverpool once again. Now, if you've liked what you've seen so far, don't forget to get your comments coming in. Head over to Live Sport Now on YouTube. That is our channel. Make sure you hit subscribe. We've got a lot of live handball to bring you this season. 18 games in total. This is the 3rd game we're bringing you so far. head over to the England Handball Association social media channels as well. That's where we broadcast to Facebook, Twitter and YouTube as well. Hit subscribe on all of it to watch live sport. Handball Hits coming up next week as well. That's our monthly wrap show. You'll be able to see the highlights of this game as well in that one. We'll have technical analysis as Hawks looking to really put the hammer down now, aren't they? A 7-point lead, Jack. Surely too much now for Liverpool.
Yeah, they're starting to somewhat bulldoze Liverpool Handball Club as soon as the turnovers get made. They're trying their best, Liverpool. They're giving it a good go, and the penalty has been given now. I think it must have been for a player defending in the area. Now, we are sat, Ian, about 10 feet away from that line. And I didn't. It might have been on the area, but it's a bit of a surprise to me. Maybe on the replays, I'll be shown up.
Do go back and watch it. Yes, the coverage stays wherever you're watching this right now. Here we go, Liverpool, and they do convert as well, just to keep some fake hopes alive. Now I can see the Liverpool ladies are just turning up as well, because we're going to bring you that game next as well. So after this game, don't go too far. We'll have a short break, and then we're going to bring you the Women's Northern Premier League match between NEM Hawks and Liverpool too. So we've still got a lot of live handball to bring you this afternoon. Oh, a long, hard, high throw there. Unable to hold on to it. The ball goes back to Liverpool. Can they score again? There'll be 2 goals in quick succession if they can. And it is. And it's not quite over yet as it goes from a 7-point game down to a 5-point game in quick succession.
Yeah, there was some looks being shared amongst the Hawks bench and the players amongst them as well, wondering I don't know if this is going on. Now, they've experienced players enough. They've been playing a lot of them. Jamal and Steph, who are currently looking at each other after giving the ball away. Joby Lloyd through again, and for the second time, the second shot underneath Braddock's left leg. And as I said, there were some inquisitive looks and questions that are being thrown around. As I said, these guys are extremely experienced players. I mean, I remember playing in the national schools competition against Jamal and Steph way back in when I was 14 or even 13, and they were 13 or 14
that long time ago.
I know,
Jack,
I know.
blimey.
27 now, so it was a fair distance ago. About 13, 14 years as Hawks finally get it back together, bring it back to simple handball, and able to get at least 1 goal back. But there's a different charge between the 2 benches now, isn't there? There's Hawks that are sort of feel like they're forcing it and they need to get themselves back on track, and Liverpool who feel like they've got some momentum, and that's going to be a big reason why they feel like they've got the ascendancy now. And you'd almost feel like Liverpool are the ones winning, and there's so much space for Leyland on the left wing. And again, Bradders he gets Meg. There's no way, there's no argument about it. It goes through his legs. It's a 4-goal game, 22-18. As I was about to say, it'll be Liverpool who feel like they're in the ascendancy.
I'll tell you something, what a comeback this would be. Literally 3 minutes ago I was saying, 7-point game, it's a done deal, Hawks have won it. It shows how much I know, doesn't it, Jack?
Well, I was about to say as well, I'm actually looking forward to the women's game more, arguably, than I was looking forward to this one, because that is a first versus second top of the table clash.
Certainly is, yeah.
We'll build up a little bit more, but Liverpool unbeaten in the league so far, and top of the table. Hawks with a game in hand, I think, and second, so both unbeaten. But yeah, this one all of a sudden sparked back into life somewhat.
Oh, this is ignited. This is what we love about sport, though, isn't it, Jack? You can never quite tell, can you? We've seen so much exciting action in both the men's and women's Premier Handball League so far, and Liverpool now are just 3 goals behind. This is a remarkable turnaround.
Yeah, and the Hawks players, they're fuming. Jamal tried to get the ball to Charlie on the line, but the communication wasn't there. Charlie just didn't quite have the handling. And yeah, they've made some subs. Ryan Goodwin, who I don't think wanted to play as much as he is this game, but they're having to pull him back and get him back on the court now. So
maybe a bit of fatigue might be creeping into Hawks. Like I said, this is only their 2nd game in the league this season. There have been some cup games, I haven't there, Jack, but I must admit I don't know a huge amount about that.
I don't know how Hawks got on with the cups, because it hasn't been particularly shared around the place, but I do know Liverpool have also played in the cups, and I think their men's lost and their women's won. So yeah, but that's another 60 minutes of handball that they have under their belt potentially that Hawks haven't. Hawks may have played in the cup competition. We just haven't heard about it. It's not on their social medias or anything like that. But yeah, I can't believe that it's physical fatigue for the Hawks players, because they're all good athletes who, as I said, have played at the top level of handball for many, many years. should be able to get through 60 minutes without making the technical errors that they have. But then again, this is sport, and this is amateur sport particularly. And that potentially is a penalty. Yes, so that time Charlie Fletcher was in the penalty area.
So, Jack, we've got about 10 minutes left of this game. Now, I'll tell you something, they convert this, it's a 2-goal game. Can Liverpool come back in? This is absolutely edge of your seat stuff here. Oh,
great save!
That is a monumental moment in this game.
Yeah, and I think Brothers, he's needed that. He's come into this game, he felt like he came into this game cold, and he couldn't quite make the saves that he would normally expect himself to make. Liverpool, to explain what's just happened, Brothers made the save, but Liverpool keep the ball because the ball went up and out of play vertically. If you hit the roof, basically, Liverpool get the ball back as Cameron Nichols tries to go through, and they get another penalty with defending in the area.
I was going to say, actually, good point out, because Donna, the Hawks coach, she was going ballistic over there. I think she was saying, play on, but as you said, it did hit the roof, didn't it?
Yes, I think maybe she didn't think it quite hit the roof enough. I'm not entirely sure. As Joe Lloyd steps up, he scored one penalty already, and he hasn't saved this one, as Brothers saves 2 now. And I'll tell you what's a bit of an inter-goalkeeper battle between Jack Booth and himself all of a sudden, isn't there? Who can save the most penalties?
Have Liverpool just cost themselves a golden opportunity to get right back in and win this game? Who knows? There's still 10 minutes to go. There's only 3 goals in it now. But Liverpool have certainly had the better of the last 10 minutes as Hawks try and get momentum, but they miss.
And it's a penalty for exactly the same reason. We've just had 2 penalties at the other side of the court. They are swapping the goalkeepers now, so there has been a change in goal. It was Jack Curzons who he actually... Yeah, Curzons, apologies if I thought I got that wrong, but I didn't. It was in goal for the last 5 or 10 minutes, but Jack Booth has been put back in net to try and save it from
the comments are going ballistic for Liverpool. Let's just watch this penalty first. We'll come back to them. The Hawks do convert it to take it back to a 4-point game.
I tell you what, if he'd saved that, all of the previous 5 minutes would have been forgotten and the momentum would have been well and truly back with Liverpool. As it happens, they've still got good speed with the ball. Oh, it's forcing it a little bit, and it's a good pass to the line now. Great pass to the line, and Carney, who missed that penalty earlier on, has managed to turn and get the shot away, and the Hawks just, with that aggressive defence, missing it, and I think they've just hit the bar. They did hit the bar.
Well, Liverpool here with the ball now. As I was just saying, a lot of love on social media for Liverpool. Here we go. Booth is back on. Kelsey O'Brien says Liverpool can bring this back. Let's go, Liverpool. We've got here. He's off again. Yes, Flynn. Curzon should have stayed on. Sorry, I'm ahead. I keep forgetting. This is fantastic stuff. This is really, really enjoyable indeed. It is now a 3-goal game in this match. At one point, Hawks were 7 goals to the good, but it's changed. Although now ball back with Hawks looking to push forward. They are the defending Premier League champions. I'll tell you something, Liverpool might spy a bit of a scalp here this afternoon with 8 minutes to go.
Why wouldn't they? Why shouldn't they? Really, it's been really well worked by Liverpool. I mean, they've sort of ridden the adrenaline really well, but I wouldn't say it's all adrenaline. They defended brilliantly. Having said that, they've just given another penalty away. Commentator's curse, always a curse, isn't it? But yeah, they've defended really well. They've been really aggressive. They made a few mistakes in attack this second half. That's really where they shot themselves in the foot. They gave away far too many technical errors when Hawks were playing down. And,
it just creeps in.
Yeah, that was very quickly done actually, and that's Charlie Fletcher scoring from the penalty spot. But yeah, I think Liverpool actually probably look and watch this game back and think there's an opportunity here. About halfway through the second half, they should have been a lot closer, and that gap should have probably stayed at about 3 or 4 goals rather than gone up to 7.
If it had done, we would be almost locked on scores right now, wouldn't we? This is an absolute thriller here at Oldham Leisure Centre. It's the North East Manchester Hawks against Liverpool in the Men's Northern Premier Handball League. It's the top flight of handball in England, and it is go. It is intense. There's 4 goals in it. There's 7 minutes left. It is not over yet. Do not go anywhere. Stick with this. If you're watching over at Live Sport now on YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. If you're watching at the England Handball Association YouTube, make sure you hit subscribe. Come on, we've got 6 minutes to go now. It's almost game over. That was sensational, Jack.
Yeah, no, really good. Passive play was called for Liverpool. They didn't take the shot quick enough. The ball gets turned over straight up the other end. And the number 5 for Manchester Hawks, it's Fraser Moore, who's had a few goals from that right wing position, takes advantage.
So, really, Liverpool need a goal a minute and to stop Hawks from scoring again. Is it just a bit too much
Sounds
to do
easy
now?
when you say it like that, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know about that. Is it just a bit too much to do?
I'm going to say yes, especially if they I think that was intentional. I think Carney knew what he was doing. He wasn't able to pick the ball up there, but he had to bat the ball away just to stop a Manchester Hawks counter-attack. Good save by Brothers, though, in net.
Yeah,
but yes, I would probably say a little bit too much. But I can think they can hold their heads up high. They've done themselves proud. And,
Hawks know they've been in a game, aren't they?
Oh, for sure.
At the end of this game, don't go anywhere because we're going to bring you immediate post-game reaction. Jack, are you going to go talk to the coaches? Is
that my job? I've got the travelling microphone, haven't I?
You've got the travelling. Oh, I don't mind.
No, I'll go and have a word. Have a word, and it'll be nice to catch up to a few of the guys. As Liverpool, a bit of a lofted ball that allows Hawks to try and get back in. There's a.
Okay, slight twist to the game now.
Well, the penalty I could see coming. 2 minutes suspension. I don't know whether I've been out of the game for a little bit too long, but that one surprised me slightly. But we have another penalty. Bradders has saved, what was that, 2 out of the last 4? We've had 4 penalties facing him so far this game. Carney back on it. Big save. And the ball's just out of reach for me to reach it.
And that, surely, is probably the game for Hawks.
Oh, you say that, 5 minutes to go. They've got to play it down, haven't they? They're going to have to really step up the physicality, move across the court quickly, and keep hold of the ball, crucially, as Liverpool go for the shots. And maybe forcing that a little bit too quickly. I know they have to move the ball quickly, they have to take the shots quickly as well, but I don't think there was as much space as they could have created there as Hawks go at the other end, try and do a few crosses in the middle to try and force some openings. And you can tell that they're taking this seriously, Hawks. That's how you know they've been in a game, because they've got their most senior players, most reliable players out there on court, even though they're 5 goals up with the last 5 minutes to go.
It's a compliment, isn't it, really, to Liverpool's performance here today, as we've mentioned once or twice before, but we'll say it again for any new people tuning in. The North East Manchester Hawks in the gold and black are the defending Premier League champions. Woo! And that was a beautiful goal, beautifully done. And that is with 4 minutes to go, surely game, set and match, but Liverpool can hold their heads up high. Yeah,
a lovely shot out of the back of his wrist, really. It's very nicely done by Charlie Fletcher. He's clearly taking the game by the scruff of the neck, I would say, and from that line position he's taken a few crucial penalties. He's been good in defence, he's given away a few penalties, but to be a good defender you have to play that risk. You have to be able to back yourself on the line and try and stop the players, and as I said, I think it's more of a compliment to Liverpool that they've forced those penalties rather than a Hawks mistake, shall we say. So yeah, now he's actually back on the left back position to try and give him some width as Ryan Goodwin goes into the line for the left wing, but it's a big save by Jack Booth, and I'm going to say Ryan won't thank me for it, but at the back, actually it's not against Jack Booth, but against the Liverpool goalkeepers. I think the goalkeepers have had the better of Ryan Goodwin this game.
Well,
it is only his first game.
I'll let you say that to him.
We do have to think about a player of the match, though, don't we?
I was about to say, we've got 3 minutes to go. We're going to ask you for your opinion. Who is player of the match? In fact, let's throw it out there. Comment below if you're watching this. Who do you think should be player of the match? Let's get it out there. Comment below. Remember, Live Sport Now YouTube, the best place to get your vote in. Who is it going to be? Comment, comment, comment. We can see. We want to hear from you. The action's thick and fast here. Liverpool are not giving up yet, and it's just missed though. Player of the match. Who do you think, Jack? And then let's get people to comment and see if they agree with you.
I'll shortlist one from each team, shall we say. I'm going to say Jack Booth in goal.
Okay.
Just because of his first half performance, his penalty saves and everything like that. And I would say from Manchester Hawks, number 55, Mauro Cardona. Even though Charlie Fletcher, who's just scored another crucial goal, would be fairly high up on that list. Oh, what's the penalty there?
Well, I can tell you already, the comments coming in, we have had 4 votes now for Jack Booth. Rosa says Bradders, a 5th vote for Jack Booth. So I think it's
between
going
one
to
of those
be,
two. Let's give it to Jack Booth.
Let's give it to Jack Booth. Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be absolutely buzzing with that as well, having known Jack Booth. It probably helps that we got a Liverpool cohort in the YouTube chat, but we'll give it to him. I think he's deserving. Emiliano gets the goal past Alex Bradley. I think at this stage, Ian, it's probably safe to say it's going to be a consolation goal, but Yeah, it's been a good game from both the players that were involved in that penalty, actually, with Adam Mogiano and Alex Bradley. But I think Brad has probably just started a little bit slower than he was hoping for. James Higgins rolls back the ears a little bit there. That's what I was used to seeing him do from the left-back position. But he's been playing at line quite a lot so far this game. Trying to force the ball is Ryan Goodwin. And I think there's going to be a 2-minute suspension here.
Which will take him to the end of the game. So it's confirmation player of the match, Jack Booth. Congratulations, Jack. You've had an absolute blinder. And I'm not talking about you, Jack, although you've had a blinder as well.
I've been around.
Yeah,
I feel like always room for improvement. But Jack Booth has been playing very well. And he's a big reason why going into half-time, Liverpool were in with any kind of shout at this game. And as I said, Manchester Hawks, North East Manchester Hawks, I should say, they just stepped up when it counted.
We are into the final throws of this game. Last minute now on the clock. The ball pushed forward. Liverpool looking to just get to 22 if they can. It's been a very impressive performance.
There we go. Yeah, I was going to say an interesting call there for.
And we do have a timeout.
I think there's just a discussion between the referees about how to call this one. It is going to be a Manchester ball for charging foul. That's was caused because Doubtser charging into Ryan Goodwin, who, again, I wouldn't say he bought this one, but he made it obvious. He made it clear, I think, that what he thought was going on there. And to be fair, he was correct in that one. I don't think there was enough in it previously in the first half to get away with it. But that one, definitely a charging foul by Doubtser.
So Hawks looking to make it 29, not quite. We've got 10 seconds left on the clock. It's been a fantastic performance by Liverpool, but it is going to be Hawks who are going to get the win, their second win of the season, 100% record for the North East Manchester Hawks so far. Of course, earlier on in the season, they beat Birmingham 41-20. That was a little bit more comfortable, wasn't it? They've been made to work for this one today, Jack.
They have indeed, yeah. It's been a fantastic game to come and watch. I don't know whether they... teams turn up because I know it's being live streamed. As Charlie Fletcher tries to be far too cheeky, as Jack Booth goes for the goal on the buzzer, and Alex Bradley was worried there. He was worried. Little smile over to the commentary box. He was definitely thinking that was potentially going to be a goal, and that would have really capped off a good display by Booth, to be fair. But a fantastic game. Yeah, I don't know whether the teams turn it up because they know it's being live streamed. They know the cameras are on them. Try and score some fancier goals and make some kind of upsets here, but a really, really good game all round here.
Do you know what? I really enjoyed the fact there was a moment, wasn't there, about 15 minutes to go, where it looked like Liverpool might just get back into it and cause an almighty upset. Not quite to be. Perhaps that championship elitism came through for Hawks in the end, but a very impressive display by Liverpool.
Indeed. Is it about that time that I go and have a word with a few of them?
If you can go grab somebody, that would be fantastic. Over to you, Jack.
We want to try and have a chat, actually, with the two coaches, Donna and Andy, and of course our player of the match, Jack Booth, as well. And I can see Jack's having a quick chat to the commentators. So before the coaches get in the way, in fact, Andy's going to do it. I'm going to interrupt Jack already. Well done, brothers. You almost got lobbed there. I would never let you let that down. And as Jack's busy arguing with the referees, I'm not entirely sure. Try and grab a chat with him. Can I have a chat with him first? No? Okay, fair enough. Fine. Yeah, media, whatever. We're not important, apparently. In fact, both of the coaches are having a word. So I'll tell you what. No, definitely not. No, okay, sorry, Sue. Well, Ian, I'm going to quickly, if you can hear me, don't think you can. We're going to quickly have a bit of a chat in a couple of minutes' time. But first of all, why don't you build us up on what's going on straight after the stream?
Yeah, come back, Jack, because I can tell you, come straight up after we have the women's game, of course. In fact, a lot of the players are in the stand now, aren't they? I can see the Liverpool players are here, so don't go too far. We will go to a short break. We will cut the stream off. We've got a separate stream for that. But wherever you're watching this, you can tune in and watch the women's game as well. That is going to be a cracker too. Now, at the end of this month, in fact, next week, the 27th, we've got our second edition of Handball Hits to bring you as well. Our studio actually start the show. We're going to have highlights from this game. We're going to have it all. It's going to look a little bit like that. There it is, Sunday the 27th of November, Handball hit. Stay with us right now though, because very shortly we've just got to obviously let the coaches have a quick chat with their players before we get back out onto the court. The women's game, what are your predictions for that one? That should be a good game, isn't it? Top versus, first versus, in fact I can show you that league table whilst we're here. So this is the women's table. We've got that game coming up. Liverpool, of course, top of the table. Hawks second, but Liverpool played the game more. Yeah,
to be honest, I have a slightly less knowledge of the Liverpool team. I think I know a fair few of their players, but I don't know the rest of them. Whereas, again, a bit like the Hawks, really. I sort of know a fair few of their players, but I don't know how that one's going to go. It's a lot closer. I'm a lot less confident with calling that one than I am the men's game here. But to be fair, I nearly got the men's game wrong, didn't I? So it's going to be tight. It's going to be fast. It's going to be frantic. And I think now, as they applaud the fans who come to watch them, and I can go and have a chat to a few of the people now. We'll try this again, shall we?
Good luck, Jack. Good luck. Over to Jack Oliphant.
So the players applaud it. Oh, now we're getting signalled over. Thank you very much. Cheers, Jamie. I'm going to have a chat to Andy Clark first of all, though, before we have a chat to our player of the match. And Andy, I'll tell you what, there was probably a point in that match where you thought, this is a potential big scalp that we can claim.
Yeah, there was a point in the second half where we thought that could have been the case, and we certainly thought that the first half. We were quite happy with how it finished up. Just wasn't meant to be on our day. But I think we've had a chat then, and we are really proud of ourselves and where we've come from, certainly from our last game, and playing like that against the Premier League champions. We've got to be happy.
I was going to say, looking at that performance, is there sort of a bit of lust, or why couldn't we play like that against the likes of Loughborough? So no offence to Loughborough, but a slightly less of a big scalp to claim.
Yeah, no disrespect to Loughborough. They're a fantastic institution and a great team with really fantastic setup. It is a bit of a different kettle of fish playing against the Premier League champions. Yeah, look at it. I mean, yeah, it's frustrating that we have games like that and then have games like this. But that's sport for you, and we'll come back stronger.
Exactly, and a couple of special mentions, particularly your goalkeeper Jack Booth, who has got player of the match. I haven't told him yet, but he was fantastic, wasn't he? And he really was one of the big reasons in that first half you were in with a shout in the second.
Yeah, and I think that's quite well picked. I think Jack had a fantastic game. He certainly kept us within that 4-goal limit, and without Jack in that first half, then we would have been really struggling. So yeah, credit to Jack, he was fantastic today. But goes out to all the lads. I think all the lads put a really good shift in. Really happy, and thanks to everyone that came today and supported us.
Fantastic, unlucky on the result, Andy, but a fantastic performance. I hope to speak to you a little bit later on. Right, we are going to grab at Jack though, if he hasn't already ran off. Hopefully have a chat to Donna as well, the Manchester Hawks coach. I'm just trying to find them actually now. I did see Jack before. In fact, there he is. Chatting to Ryan Goodwin, who I say, Jack actually, come over here, Jack, come on. Congratulations, player of the match. You've been voted for not only by me and Ian, but a fair few of the comments on YouTube as well. So plenty of people coming here to support you. Isn't that a good feeling?
Oh, it's top. Yeah, we didn't get the win we wanted, but to play the champions from last season and on top of that, show them a good game and not just get trampled on it. It was a nice feeling, player of the match. It's good, but it's just for the team. My performance helps the team. I'm not too fussed.
You must have known in that first half, though, you must have been getting the feeling off the bench that you were having a pretty damn good game.
Yeah, I have a little bit of self-confidence and that, and I'm like...
Really? I never known that.
well, MVP for the team gets bottle of Prosecco next training, so that was my motivation, get the alcohol.
This is our Old England Handball's official pages. We don't condone any of that sort of bit. No, I'm kidding. No, but I mean, quite a lot of that. I mean, you had quite a good laugh with Ryan Goodwin as well. You must have been pretty happy to save quite a few of his fast breaks and the penalties as well, because the penalties were big saves.
Key points in the game. It's good because I played either club level or GB level with some of these Hawks sides, and they're all top blokes. So having a laugh in a sense on court, still enjoying the game, even though the seriousness of it, it's fun. It's good.
Do you find that actually helps your performance as well? Because I quite often, when I play sport and everything like that, I quite often prefer to have a bit of a laugh, and that actually brings the best out of me, rather than sort of super intense, got to win at all costs sort of thing.
I've got a good mix of the both. So especially Hawks, like my old club, it was a big rivalry. So I'm like, I want to beat them, but having them players I played with before, it's that previous knowledge of, I know their favourite shooting ways and stuff like that, and then on top of that you get to have a laugh, so you stay in high spirits and you don't get annoyed as much, so yeah, it's good.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on the player of the match, unlucky on the result, but you played really well, congratulations. Right, I want to have a quick chat with Donna, if she'll come over. Donna, in the end, scoreboard looked like a convincing result for Manchester Hawks there, but there must have been periods that you probably thought this could slip away a little bit.
No, not really. I didn't think we were going to lose, but the performance was quite possibly the worst attacking performance I think we've played, and it's hard to play defensively against a team that do unusual things, and we struggled today. I think we struggled with focus. I think there was a mindset where the guys were turning up and thinking, it's hard to think, because when we were playing against the southern teams last season, we knew virtually every game was going to be difficult, and to be fair, that's our second game of the season and it's towards the end of November, so we've got no competitive momentum, so it's almost nice to get a game in before we play Nottingham in 2 weeks' time. But I think that's the compromise you have to make for us not doing the travelling is...
I was going to say it's the frequency of games, because Liverpool, of course, have already played a cup game as well as their game advantage over you in the league. So was that something that you were aware of? You sort of thought that was going to come into play when you were sort of making the team talks at the beginning and everything like that?
Yeah, because, like I say, we haven't really played a competitive match for weeks and weeks and weeks, where I knew they were coming off the back of 2 or 3 fixtures in the last few weeks. And it does, regardless of the difference in technical ability, it does make a difference. It makes a massive difference, because I know towards the end of last season we had a good run of games that led up to the game we played against GD. So it does make a huge difference, and I was conscious of it, and conscious of with such a big squad you want to try and give everybody court time as well, where maybe smaller squad or the games are tight, you stick to the same 8 or 9 players. So I was glad that we did give everybody a chance to kind of get on court, but I found it very frustrating. Found the officiating was frustrating, but you just have to get on with it.
I was going to say, you did have a lot of rotation though, and a lot of the players that came on the court, they did do a good job. I mean, even if they were slightly weaker than the likes of Ryan and Steph and stuff like that, but it's fantastic to see that they can sort of gel in. They've got a role to play through the season.
Yeah, definitely got a role to play, because we will have a lot of games hopefully this season. Hopefully we can put together, finish in the top 2 so we go forward to the final 4. And for me, we have got some good young players that if we can give them some exposure in this game, hopefully as the season goes on, we'll reap the benefit of that, because I know what the players that have coached for a long time can do. And we've got players like James Higgins, who captained us today. He's not played handball for 2 or 3 seasons because of bad knee.
You wouldn't know it.
No, because of a bad knee injury, so giving them court time, he's playing in a position he's not played, and at the minute that won't have helped the consistency in the game as well, because I was making a lot of changes. So.
Sure. I mean, last question. Do you have a bit of a target on your back, do you feel, this year? Because you did so well last year, becoming double champions in the women's as well, obviously. Is that something that crosses your mind? Because I bet you it crosses the other oppositions.
I think we've always had a bit of a target on our backs, because I don't really think people have liked playing against us for.
No, you're playing against the Manchester Hawks has always been a bit of it. There's always, whenever I did it, there's an X next to it, because you know you're just going to get bulldozed over. Fast breaks all the time, really quick conversion.
Yeah, but I do think we slightly changed the way we play, because the players are older, so they can't keep running and running. And I think, when I look at the journey we've been on and we've lost games heavily, sometimes I'd like us to beat teams heavily, so it made us fight and it made us more hungry. So I know people are going to come here and it's going to be their cup final for the men and the women, but 2 very different squads. The women's squad's changed a lot from the team that won last season. We've lost 3 very, very strong players, so we've got a very small squad to work with the girls, but we know when you've won, everybody wants to come and prove a point when you've won the league. So it's a nice position to be in. I never thought we'd be in that position, so yeah, maybe we have, but like I say, I don't think people have ever enjoyed playing us, so it doesn't really make much difference.
It has always been hard work, I'll be honest. Having been on the other end of it, it's always hard work. But congratulations on the win today. Good luck for the season. Right, Ian, I think that's about it. I know I probably spent quite a long time on those interviews, but there was a lot to talk about. It was a great game.
Thank you very much, Jack Oldham. Right, almost time, as you can see. We're going to head off for a short break, but coming up after, we will have NEM Hawks versus Liverpool. It's going to be on a completely new stream as well, but don't worry, wherever you're watching this now, you will be able to tune in and watch it. It will come up automatically, so don't worry, don't go far. We really hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget, if you want to find out more about England handball, There is a link in the body of this broadcast wherever you're watching it. It'll take you straight through to the England Handball Association's website. And don't forget to make sure you hit subscribe at Live Sport now if you are watching over there. Thank you for all your comments as well, and at the England Handball Association too. We're going to head off for a short break. When we come back, it's going to be North East Manchester Hawks versus